Hi guys.
Well, hello there, guys.
This is Sarah.
Hello, and I am Jessica. Hello.
Sarah right here. Hi Sarah.
We're filming a video tonight.
We are, and you can't see our faces.
Because we're doing another declutter video where we're going to tackle my eyeshadow palettes. My eyeshadow palettes being Jessica's eyeshadow palettes being, how many did I have?
94.
94.
That's one more than me.
That's shameful.
She always shames me for my makeup shopping.
I do. I do it a lot.
Yep.
But really, I'm just projecting, if we're being honest. So, we're here to declutter my massive collection of eyeshadows. I gotta make room. I gotta make room, man. I just have to.
Yep. Let's get into it, bro.
Let's get into it. So, much like Sarah, I'm gonna start with a brand that I'm not gonna really get rid of anything because I absolutely love them, and this should come to no surprise to anybody. But this would be Urban Decay, and I'm gonna start with, you know, the line of palettes I collect. Start with the Naked line. This is Naked 1. This was my very first ever high-end eyeshadow palette. Sarah picked this up for me a few years ago, and I say a few years because it was a few years ago, and I'm still keeping it. I'm keeping it forever. I'm in love with this palette. I've always been in love with this palette.
And they discontinued it.
And they discontinued it, so I feel like
that's rude.
I can't ever let this thing go. It does have a few little claw marks, if you guys can see that, from my daughter. Don't worry, they're going to get worse, trust me.
Oh, yeah.
So keeping that. Next in the collection would be the Naked 2 palette. This one is a beautiful cooler toned palette. I'm keeping it. I love this palette. Sarah actually picked this guy up for me when she was in San Diego. The VIB sale was going on a few years ago, and I had called her because I was pretty concerned that I wasn't going to be able to get my hands on it because I was traveling during the VIB sale, and I said, if you find it, grab it for me, and I will give you the money as soon as I see you. And she did.
Big bird.
Big bird. We've always got each other's backs like that. So, Naked 2, all of her glory, staying. Next, Naked 3. Guess you guys saw that coming, huh? This is the beautiful, sort of rosy toned addition to the Naked line. I love this one. I don't really reach for it as much as I reach for Naked 1 or Naked 2.
I love that one so much.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Keeping. Next is going to be the Naked Smoky. Sarah and I about lost our shit when this one came out. This palette is absolutely gorgeous. I completely love all of these shades in here. Sarah almost decluttered hers, and I'm really happy that she pulled it back out because that would have been stupid.
That would have been dumb.
Love this palette. Don't use it nearly as often as I should, but hopefully this clean out will give me, you know, a little more wiggle room in my palettes. Y'all know? Word. It's late, guys. It's late. Okay, next one is one I absolutely friggin' adore. This is the Naked Heat palette. This is kind of the really, like, warm orange tone palette that came out, and I love this palette. It reminds me of the 35O, just, you know, better quality, which Sarah will say is blasphemous, but she can shove that straight up her booty butt.
Bullshit.
Shove it up your booty butt. Love this palette. I used this nonstop for like 2 months when it first came out, and I'm hooked. I think it's amazing. Staying. Next, this one's gonna be a little. This is the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette.
You can give it to me.
I'm not as big a fan of these palettes as this palette as I am the rest of the Naked line. I don't think that they put the same quality into it. It is very pretty, but I don't think it's Urban Decay quality. But for the sake of keeping my collection complete, I shall be keeping it because I collect Naked palettes. Always have, always will. Okay, next one. This one, like, I like it, but it really pissed me off, the whole thought process behind it. This was supposed to replace the Naked 1 when they discontinued that palette. No, girl, no. Nothing replaces the Naked 1.
Our dogs are off to go kill a squirrel or something.
Yeah, or the wind. It's a beautiful palette in its own right, but I don't believe that it should have been thought of as a replacement to the Naked 1 because nothing can replace that palette. It is very pretty. I shall be keeping it.
Keeping it.
Keeping it.
Next.
Last but definitely not least is this gorgeous addition to the Naked line.
I love that one.
Absolutely gorgeous. Naked,
Sarah loves that one.
Naked Honey is a beautiful palette. This is kind of kept in my daily use makeup bin that I keep on my vanity, and I love it. It's beautiful. It's a honey toned Naked palette. Can't go wrong with that.
Girl, have you met her?
All right, next, this one is an oldie but a goodie. This is also from the Naked line, Naked on the Run palette. Right here, this is sort of a travel palette. It came with a mascara and an eyeliner. Where is it? Just right there. You see the two little holes. Those are missing. I think I gave the mascara to Sara.
Yep.
The eyeshadows right here, bronzer, blush, highlight. This is a good little travel palette. I don't use it, like, at all, but again, keeping my collection complete. And I believe this is the last one from the Naked line. This is the Naked Ultimate Basics. Sara decluttered hers, and I called her dumb, and I stick by that opinion. Right here.
Whatever.
I love this palette. It's all matte.
Whatever.
It's got warm tones. It's got cool tones. It's got beautiful rosy tones. It is amazing, and I absolutely love it. Staying. Okay, moving on to the Urban Decay Vice line. Okay, right here I have got the Vice LTD. If I can open it. I remember when this one first came out, and I was like, yeah, I have to have that. It's absolutely amazing, and so
amazing.
I love it so much. Staying. The next one is the Vice LTD Reloaded. It's got this beautiful black packaging right here with the purple, like, raised jewelry type letters, and then these beautiful
They don't
cool
make
toned.
Vice palettes anymore, do they?
I don't think so. I can't remember the last time. I think this was the last Vice palette to come out. The Vice LTD Reloaded. Love this palette though. Absolutely love it.
Got it, girl.
Alright, the next one was my very first Vice palette. Sara actually picked this up for me for our birthday or something like that. It is, I believe, the Vice 3 palette, I want to say. I love this palette so much, especially these two right here, these two matte shades, and this shade right here. It's called Sonic, all over my lid. Absolutely gorgeous. Vice palettes stay. I don't necessarily collect those quite like I collect the Naked palettes, but I do love them. This next one is, what is this one, Vice 4? It had the cool, like, spider webby type style.
Rainbowy.
Yeah, it's all rainbowy. I think Sara got rid of hers. We got this for our birthday, I think.
I think we just bought it, bro.
I think we just bought it. We bought it for each other, though, if I remember right.
I don't know.
But this is staying. I absolutely love this palette. It's beautiful. Staying. This one's a tough one for me because I absolutely hate this packaging. This is Alice Through the Looking Glass. Let's open up the packaging first, if you can help. Like, why? Why?
I mean, it's cute.
It's cute, I guess, but then it pulls out, and there's the actual eyeshadows right there. You see a little gouge right there. That would be Maham Bun, I bet. I've never seen that before.
Interesting.
Grab your little fingers. This one is very difficult for me because I hate the packaging. I never reach for this palette. Do I keep this? Because it's Urban Decay is kind of my question. I don't think I keep this because it's Urban Decay. I never use it. The packaging is really bulky.
I'm a little bit blown away right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I'll come back to it. This is a maybe. This may not be staying. Next one is one of my all-time favorite Urban Decay palettes. This is the Urban Decay Electric palette. I can open it. Here we go. It's all creaky. Beautiful, absolutely wonderful, bright, rainbowy.
That's also
pressed
discontinued.
pigment. Yes, this is discontinued as well. So I will never get rid of this guy ever. This next one was one I absolutely had to have as soon as I saw the pictures. This is the Urban Decay X Jean-Michel Basquiat. He had a neutral shade one, but I got the colorful one. And I absolutely love this so much. The artwork that's all over it is stunning. I will be keeping this forever. And one that Sara and I both picked up at the same time. This is the Born to Run palette. It was on sale at Ulta. There you go. Now you can see. Now you can see. Let me try to get closer. Look at what my kid does. Like, she doesn't do it anymore, but look at what she does to these things. Oh my gosh, no respect. I absolutely love this palette. I think it's amazing. I've always thought it was amazing when I first saw it come out, but I waited forever because, well, I think Alice was still really little and I was just not into makeup anymore. So, but I love this palette. All right, on to the next brand. We're going to be talking about Morphe. I'm going to start with this Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collection. Sara got the Vault collection.
I got the whole vault.
Yeah, this is another one Alice has put her little grubby little paws into. I love her so much. She got the whole vault, but she didn't like this one and the other one that came with it, so she ended up passing them on to me. I think the shades were not really what she was, into, but she probably would be
I'd be down.
Down now. She's been starting to experiment with more color, but she can suck it.
I don't. I'll just buy them. I don't give a shit.
Absolutely, fuck off. I absolutely love these. This is like a really perfect for, you know, fall and winter, which is kind of where we're at right now. So, staying. The next one is the Jaclyn Hill Boss Bling.
Is that the purple one?
That is the purple one.
That one's so pretty.
It's really beautiful. It is a really beautiful purple jewel toned palette. I absolutely love this thing. Alice has not gotten into this one yet. But I have taught her how to swatch, so she probably won't damage this one nearly as much. This is absolutely gorgeous. I really like the Jaclyn Hill collection. I'm not a Jaclyn Hill fan, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, this next one is the Morphe and Jeffree Star palette. Look at it reflecting all rainbowy. I think this is a really beautiful palette. I'm going to say this is not, because I do own Jeffree Star eyeshadow palettes, and I'm like, this is not my favorite one that he's put his name on. I think it's really pretty, but I just don't reach for it that much. Like, I just really don't. I don't actually grab for it, but I am going to keep it because I kind of want to try to cycle out my eyeshadows more like Sara does, because I don't really tend to do that. I think it's just because I'm too lazy to go through them and find new stuff, but I really need to because I have way too many eyeshadows. So this guy's going to stay, and I'm going to try to put it to some use.
She's going to start getting rid of some eventually, promise.
Eventually. This next one is the Morphe Live in Color, Live in Color. I think this is amazing. I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. It's absolutely amazing. I can do such beautiful looks with this. She's going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Staying. Okay, this next one is the 35M. I believe that's Boss Mood palette. Right? Yeah, Boss Mood. It's on the back. Can't ever get rid of these freaking plastics because that's where the names are. I saw this palette and kind of fell all over myself like, oh my god, and I think it was just because of these greens up here. I absolutely love those bright colored eyeshadows. I really like this palette. I think it's gorgeous and it's perfect for the season that we're in right now, so I'm going to try to put it to some really good use, so she's sticking around.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
Alright, next one is, I swear these palettes are hard to open. This is the 35H Hotspot. You guys saw this in Sara's palette collection. This is because of this color right here, 100% because of that color right there.
Yeah, because it's freaking
It's
beautiful.
amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's staying. Basically, I've gotten rid of all the Morphe palettes in the past that I don't want to keep, so probably none of these are going anywhere.
We like Morphe up in this house.
We do. Like, I'm not as big a fan as Sara is. This is the classic, the 35O palette.
It's so beautiful. Oh my god.
Oh my god. She just dies every time she sees it. I like it. I don't reach for it a ton, but I do really enjoy it. So if I want to do like a really warm tone look, I really like this shade. I'm a big fan of this one right here. I think that one's a really beautiful shade. But this is not my favorite Morphe palette. That's coming up. Staying. Here is my baby. This is my baby. This is my boo thing. I would die. This is my absolute favorite eyeshadow palette in the entire world. This is the 35K palette. I'm obsessed with this palette. I'm in love with this palette.
It's pretty.
I have a Christmas party every year, and when I have to do like really like glammed out makeup, this is what I reach for because it's got every possible option. You can do really smoky like gray look, or you can do kind of a warm tone look. I absolutely love this. It's got beautiful highlight shades right here, and right there. This is the greatest eyeshadow palette that has ever crossed my vanity or will ever cross my vanity. She's going nowhere.
Staying 5 ever.
Staying 5 ever. This one is another one that has been damaged to death by my child, I believe. You can even see, if you can see it, there, it's all, I think she might have chewed on it. I don't know. This is the Bronze Goals.
Oh
this
my
one
god.
She tore up. Let's see if I can get that.
Fuck that thing up bad.
Yeah. This was when I started being like, alright kid, you gotta learn how to properly swatch, because she destroyed this palette. I still use it, I still love it, I think it's beautiful. It's not one I reach for too often. You're gonna see a theme in that I tend to stick to the same eyeshadows, so that's kind of part of why I'm doing this, so that I can, you know, branch out, but I love it and it's staying. Like I said, I got rid of all the Morphe palettes like a few months ago that I wouldn't want to keep. So none of Morphe is actually going to go anywhere. Next, 3503. This is the Fierce by Nature palette. I love it. I bought it specifically for this color right here, the green. And I think the hot pinks in it are really beautiful. So,
I love that palette
love
so
it.
much.
Gotta bust it out again. It has actually been swatched by Alice. Like, that color has been swatched by Alice. But she knows how to swatch now, so we're pretty okay. Staying. This is brand new. I think I've used it like twice. Alright, let's get on to one I can get rid of. This is a Wet n Wild trio called Velour Vixen. I believe I've never actually used this. I'm pretty sure. So this can go in the cleanup bin. Girl. Yeah, I don't think, maybe I've swatched it. I see like swatchy marks, but I don't actually see like where I might have put a brush in there. So this one can go out in the in our clean out box. So this one can go. Palette number 1 gone.
Finally.
Finally. Next one is one Sarah told a story about how we got this sister's wedding day. And I mean, well, we did go to get some freaking, what was that? The
Scotch card or whatever.
Tied out. We did a little shopping for ourselves. I mean, it was just right across the street from the church. It's not that bad. So this is staying forever. Love this palette.
Sentimental value.
Sentimental value. This is a newer palette, much like Sarah's. This is the Cosmic Collision palette. I think this is gorgeous, and it does. Actually, I saw today the gold palette was on sale, and I looked at the colors and I was like, oh yeah, it does look a lot like that Wet n Wild palette, and I think this is beautiful. I use this a lot. This is in my everyday bin.
I love that one.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Staying. This next one is Comfort Zone.
The original Comfort Zone.
The original Comfort Zone. I bought this years ago. It's never going anywhere. It's absolutely beautiful. It's specifically that shade right there, that blue-brown. Love it. Staying. Next is this palette right here. This is the Hemporary Solutions palette. I believe I actually bought this one for Sarah and I. You were at a wedding, I think, and I finally found it. I'd been trying to track it down forever. And then I finally found it, and so I snatched up. I think there were 2 left, and I snatched them up. You were at, I think it was Whitney's wedding, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. So, beautiful colors. This side right here just screams, and then this right there, that speaks to my soul. You guys know how I feel about a matte yellow. It's absolutely gorgeous. Next one is the Pac-Man collection. I think that highlighting shade is gorgeous. That matte yellow is beautiful. I have not really used this too much. I am going to keep it because I do enjoy very colorful looks, but if I don't use it, probably in the next like couple weeks, I'm going to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
Staying on the Wet n Wild train, this will be another one that Alice actually, I believe, has damaged. Love her. Oh yeah, see, she's very good at swatching, so they're not chunked, they're just wiped all over the place. This is the 40 eyeshadow palette, dupe for James Charles or whatever, and I absolutely love this. I think it's gorgeous.
It is so pretty.
Mine's a little messy.
But it's beautiful.
But it's beautiful, and I'm keeping it. And you know what? I feel like that was my daughter's way of creating art in my eyeshadow palette for her mommy.
There it is.
I think it's gorgeous. Staying. Ah! I just ruined it even more. Okay, we're going to talk about one I can get rid of. This is the Butter London
I told you.
palette. Sarah passed this off to me. She didn't, it came in the BoxyCharm. Right there. Let me get it actually on the screen. Sarah gave this to me. It came in her BoxyCharm and she didn't really like it. And I actually have not used it. Like even a little bit.
Time to go.
Time to go. London. This can go.
Next grouping.
Next grouping of e-chateaus. Is going to be Anastasia. This is the Modern Renaissance palette. Everybody knows what this looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, romantic, rosy tones. I love this palette so much. Love it. So that's staying. The next one is the Subculture palette. I remember there was a lot of controversy around this palette, and quite honestly, I don't friggin' know why. Like, I'm able to use this without
any issues,
muddying or super amounts of fallout. I think this palette is awesome. I specifically love this shade, this shade, this shade. I think they're all beautiful. I absolutely love this palette, and I do recommend it. I guess maybe the first launch was not great, but mine has no problems. So I'm good to go. Master Palette by Mario.
I got rid of that one a long time
She got rid of
ago.
this one a long time ago. I think this was one that, like, I grabbed it and then I guilted her into it because there were only 2 left in the store. And the lady kind of joined in. The girl at Ulta kind of joined in and was like, yeah, we just don't know when we're going to get more in. And then we went in a couple days later and they had a ton. But this palette is gorgeous. I love this palette. I think I can make some really beautiful looks with it. It's a very basic palette, but I am going to keep it. I love it.
It was alright.
It was alright.
I just got rid of it because whatever.
The next one is the Anastasia Prism palette. This one has this beautiful bright green in it. I absolutely love that color. This gold is gorgeous. Eternal is kind of like a burnt orangey color. Lore is a beautiful mauve tone. I think this palette's beautiful. This one's gonna stay as well. I did go through a phase where I was collecting Anastasia palettes, but that was when they were like 30 bucks and now they're like 45. So I don't really do that anymore.
No.
Okay, so this one right here, this is, what is this called? Self-Made. I haven't used this in forever. This one can go. This one can go. This one can go to Sara. Sara's keeping that one.
I returned this one a long time ago and I've kind of regretted it.
Yeah, and if I end up regretting it, I'll just take it back. That's what we do.
Gross.
Excuse you, friggin' Stila and whatever that other one was.
Whatever.
This is the Anastasia World Traveler Shadow Couture palette. I love this one. I love that blue shade right there. I love this metallic shade right there. It's actually called metallic. Morocco is beautiful. Fudge is beautiful. I'll keep this one forever. And then my last, like, I'm gonna call them rectangle quads. Rectangle Anastasia quad. This is the Artist palette. I fell in love with this palette because of this color right here. And I do love this palette. I have not reached for it in a long time. Ooh, look at that pretty blue shade right there. I'm a sucker for mattes, so this one's gonna stay for a while, I think, because this is one that, like, I kind of dragged my husband to Ulta to make him buy with me, and he made me feel uncomfortable. Like, why was he in a makeup store? All right, the next one is the ABH Norvina collection. This one was $60. But
Gross.
yeah, look at that.
But it's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful, and I get such good use out of it. I can do a really simple eye. I can do a really, like, crazy colored eye. Like, look at these neon colors. I love them so much. I think this is gorgeous. Absolutely worth the money. The pigmentation is stunning.
It is
like,
phenomenal.
it's just surprising to me how pigmented and how beautiful it is. Is it worth 60 bucks? I'd say yes. Is it worth 60 bucks for all three? Basically, what,
Man, that's
180?
up to you. That's up to you.
No, I don't think so. But I think this is absolutely amazing.
I mean, in all fairness, I spent 120, so.
I might buy number 2 eventually. I might buy number 2. All right, this next one is actually one that I can get rid of. I never gave it a fair shot. This is the It's My Ray Ray, like, sort of, I guess, full face palette. It comes with bronzers, contours, highlights, and then palette on this side. I think I've used it like once in the, how many months have I had this now?
God, since like May.
Since like
now
May.
It's November.
Yeah. So I think I can pass this one along. Somebody else will love it, and especially because I don't tend to gravitate towards full face palettes. I don't know why. You'd think I would, considering I have a 2-year-old. Like, something like this would be easier to use, but I don't. I don't gravitate towards it. I'm not a fan. Palette itself is gorgeous, but I'm not keeping it. It can go bye-bye.
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 Did you just fart? I'm just kidding. No, it's the chair, look. It's coming out your asshole. It's not coming out nothing. It's coming out the chair, asshole.
Alright, the next little group is going to be my Tartes. This is the very first Tartlet. When I saw this palette,
Her pooped on her pants.
I don't even remember, like, where I saw it, 'cause I don't, was it Instagram?
I don't know.
It must
probably.
have been Instagram, but I was just like, oh my god.
Her pooped on her pants.
Yeah, I absolutely was like, I have to have it. It's cool tone. This, I think, was probably my first foray into cool tone shadows.
Yeah, probably.
My first love of cool tone shadows, and I'm keeping her. I love an all matte palette. I
Hers
really do.
keeping that one.
I'm keeping it. Alright, this next one is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This one is kind of when they started putting in the shimmery shades right there. I love this palette. I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
I decluttered mine.
I think I'm going to declutter mine though.
Oh my god.
I don't reach for it. I don't use it. I don't
Oh my God.
use it. I don't use it, and I don't love it as much as the first one.
Oh my
so why would I
God.
keep it?
The
Let me
baby-
look at it. Let me look at it here. What would you guys do?
Baby Jesus is crying.
Why? You said you decluttered yours. Why would the baby Jesus cry if I declutter mine?
Because you're a tartlet bitch.
I am a tartlet bitch, but I haven't gotten the other ones.
Also true.
Also true. So this one is probably going to go.
Bye-bye, Tartlet and Bloom.
Okay, this next one is the Tartist Pro palette. Tartist. I always said Tartist.
It's Tartist, like artist.
Yeah. this is staying forever. This is a gorgeous palette. It has that beautiful blue-brown shade. I'm a sucker for a really pretty blue-brown shade. I super love this row. I super love this row.
Super love all the rows.
Super love all of it. I think it's gorgeous. 100% keeping forever.
Keep it forever.
And this next one right here, this is a Tarte palette. I think Sara decluttered this in her video, and I believe I'm going to actually declutter it too.
It's good, not great.
It's good, not great. Not their best attempt. I can see why it was put in, you know, BoxyCharm. I think that they get the stuff that's not bestsellers for
Yeah, I think so.
companies, you know. But this is a really beautiful palette. It's just not for me. It's got the bronzies contours right there. Beautiful eyeshadows. It's all matte, which I do love, but it's just not for me. So this one's gonna go.
Okay, we both tried.
We both tried.
Oh, and again, another disclaimer in this video, anything that gets decluttered will be going to friends, family, co-workers, etc. We do not like to give makeup out to you guys just because it's used makeup, and we can give it to our friends and family, but it's not comfortable for us to give it out to anyone other than that.
Yeah.
We've had a request in the past, and
Yeah.
I'm just pointing it out.
All right, next grouping is going to be my Lorac collection. This is the Lorac Pro 1. Sara actually put this in a declutter, and I snatched it up. But you know what? I'm going to declutter it. I don't use it. I don't reach for it. Like, I think I'm going to get rid of it.
I mean, do you, boo?
I guess. I think I'm going to get rid of it.
Get rid of it then.
Honestly. I think I'm going to get rid of it.
Good job.
Okay, the next one is going to be the Lorac Pro 2 palette. This one I am not going to get rid of because this one I do use because I'm a cool tone girl. Look, gouge. Gouge.
She gouges them.
Yeah, but I'm a cool tone girl. I really do love the Pro 2. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Keeping. Next is going to be the Lorac Mega Pro 2. I can't remember the last time I used this. It's absolutely gorgeous though.
It is beautiful.
I think I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to keep it for now, and I'm going to try to put it back into rotation because it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's beautiful. It's got a lot of cool tones in it. It's got a lot of warm tones, so I think I'm going to keep it for now. But this one may end up going. So, do you. Boo-boo. I'm sorry, I am boring. This bitch is yawning over here.
Oh, is this late? And I'm drinking coffee because
I'm drinking coffee. 7-Eleven makes the best coffee, guys.
They really do.
Next one is going to be this Lorac Pro Beauty Soup Brunch palette. This is one I picked up when I really wanted a pastel shade palette. I still love this thing. I saw a lot of not great reviews on it, but like I think it's a really great palette. If you're going for a pastel, like sort of springy look, I think this is a beautiful palette.
I think it's more like a crease and like a light lid shade type palette.
Yeah, it's basically for a really natural look, like a beautiful natural, like you'd wear to brunch. So, you know, Beauty Soup Brunch. I'm going to keep it. I really do like this palette a lot.
Killing it, dog.
Killing it. Next grouping, we're trying to keep these into little groups so that, you know, it kind of goes by a little faster. This is the Amorus Hey Babe palette. Sara decluttered hers. I'm keeping mine.
I might pull it out.
I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this palette. I was floored when I first tried it. The only thing I don't like is it smells a little bit like paint. But I feel like that smells kind of faded a bit now, but I love this palette. I think it's beautiful.
I think all their palettes smell like that.
Yeah, I think so too. But this is gorgeous. And it was like $6, $7, something like that.
Something super cheap.
Something super cheap like that. So staying.
Amorus is so cheap. It's
Amorus
so good.
is very, very cheap.
Working on the night boo.
Okay, the next one is another Amorus palette. If I can get it out of the case. This is the ColourPop palette.
I don't have this one, right? Or do I have this one?
I think you have this one. Yeah, I think Sara has this one. She doesn't have the next one. This is a beautiful palette. This is one of their, how many is it? 32 pans?
That they sell for $15, guys.
$15. And these are gorgeous palettes. These are very pigmented, very blendable, beautiful palettes. Highly, highly, highly recommend. And they have free shipping after like $20.
Yeah, super cheap. That website in general, their makeup is bomb.
Yeah. I have loved almost everything I've gotten from them. So
Me
this
too,
one
bruh.
is staying.
Working on my night boob. She's night.
Okay, this next one is one that Sara does not have. This is the Bubble Pop palette. It kind of came in a set with the ColourPop palette. This is gorgeous. Look at, like, right there. You guys know where I got this. Matte yellow, green, beautiful. I absolutely love this. Again, $15 for this palette. and it's 32 shades. Like, the packaging leaves a little to be desired. It's all bubbly right here. But, you know,
whatever.
The shadows work wonderfully, and I absolutely love Amorphe palettes. I love them. I absolutely love them. I want to buy all of them. They have a bunch that they just released, and I want them all. Okay, this next one is the Femme Fatale palette. I think Sarah picked this guy up for us.
Yeah, they had a sale or something.
They had a sale.
It's like $10 each.
Yeah, so gorgeous, beautiful, perfect for fall. Keeping Forever. Love,
Super
love,
pretty.
love.
I love that palette.
Definitely love this palette. This one, I think I actually picked up for the two of us, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, this is the Noir Fatale. This is kind of like their newer addition to their Fatale line with the Femme Fatale. This is all matte, but it's gorgeous. Look at how beautiful these shades are. It's very rainbowy, but also very like, I don't know, it's kind of dark. I don't know, I really like it. So I'm keeping this forever. This was my first one of their bigger palettes. I absolutely love it.
Adore.
Alright, so this next one, this is the Flora palette. Sarah talked about this in her Declutter, and she got rid of it. I'm getting rid of mine as well.
It's not their best offering.
It's not their best. And you, honestly, you think, like, when a brand releases a smaller eyeshadow palette, that it would, you know, be better quality because it doesn't have as much product in it, so they can afford to put a little more to it. Yeah. But no, this is not their best, and so I'm going to end up decluttering it, maybe hand it off to a coworker who's not nearly as adventurous with color as I am. Okay, this next one is the Visart palette. What is this palette called, Sarah?
Dark
I actually
Mattes.
took it from her during a clean out a
few months ago.
Yeah, it was forever ago. But I took it from her. I don't really reach for it. Want it back?
Yes.
She's taking it back.
I want it back.
She want it back. Oh, one I forgot about in my Lorac is this Lorac Matte Pro right here. This one I can also declutter. I never use it. I never reach for it. It's really pretty, but I never reach for it. And I actually really like the shimmers one that they had, the Pro Shimmers, but I did not buy that one. So, decluttering that guy as well. What's next? This is the Whatever Forever palette by Rude Cosmetics. This is such a fun little palette. If I can open it. I love this palette. You guys saw a review of Rude. You can clearly see smudgy marks where my daughter has been into it. But
She's so sweet.
She is so sweet. I love this palette. I think it's gorgeous. I think Rude Cosmetics is very high quality for a good price. Keeping. Okay, sticking with the indie brands, we're going to talk about Menagerie Cosmetics and the Whale Song palette. I fell in love with this thing the first time I saw it, and they were talking about potential relaunch of it or restock of it. This reminds me a lot of Jeffree Star Blue Blood, I want to say. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it reminds me of that with the pretty blue shades in it. As you guys have heard in the past, if you've seen a lot of our videos, I'm not a huge fan of Jeffree Star's blues that he does, but I really love this palette. This palette, the blues in it are absolutely gorgeous and workable. The greens are amazing. I used this on our birthday, I want to say. It was actually the day after our birthday.
Nice.
Yeah, because our birthday was on a Sunday, and I wore a green smoky eye to work that day. So, gorgeous. Sarah actually picked this up for me. Did I mention that?
Birthday.
Birthday present. She knew I wanted it, so she grabbed it. Mine.
You're a train wreck.
I am a train wreck. Next is the Balm Nude Tude. Got this from a blog sale, I believe. Who was the blog sale?
Young Wild and Polished.
Young Wild and Polished was doing a blog sale, and Sarah bought a bunch of stuff and handed this guy off to me. But I am going to declutter it. The shades right here that you would think are super dark, they're not very dark. You can get a really beautiful, very neutral look with this palette, but this is not my favorite. So, passing it on to someone else. Okay.
Let's talk Jeffree Star.
Let's talk Jeffree Star. This is the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. I raved about this palette. I love this palette. This is probably one of the best eyeshadow palettes I've ever used. I love this pink. I love Star Power, Courtney, Rich Bitch, Violence, Confession, Expensive. I love all of it. I think this palette is amazing, and I will continue to use this forever. This was the first Jeffree Star eyeshadow palette I ever tried, and I fell in love.
I gave mine away within weeks of having it.
And then came the Androgyny palette. This palette's very nice. It's very pretty.
Love that palette.
I think my daughter swatched it. You can see the dark spot right there. Sarah really loves this palette.
Love that
I don't think this is as good or as blendable as Beauty Killer. but it's still very pretty. So I'm going to keep it. I do really like Jeffree Star's products, so I'm going to keep it. Jawbreaker. If you saw the review video, you guys know how I feel about this. I could do without this one, and this one, and that one. I feel like those are not that good. This one, not that good. But the rest of them are absolutely beautiful. A lot of people told me that I was using the blues wrong and that I shouldn't have set my base. So I've been trying to not set my base. And I have gotten a better look with this, but still not nearly as pigmented as I would like it to be. I don't know. It's just not working like I want it to for the blues. But the rest of the shades are beautiful, so I'm going to keep it. And then just to keep it funsy onesies, we're going to talk about some Kat Von D. This is the Metal. Okay, but it's upside down. Okay, so Metal Matte. This is really a fun palette. It's really massive. I was going through a phase for the last few years where I was buying her Christmas releases, and like I think this is actually a really pretty palette, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep it.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm shocking Sara right now. I'm not sure. Like, I've been thinking about it for a couple days when I knew we were going to film this, and I was like, do I keep that palette? Because I don't reach for it. It's kept on my shelf next to my vanity and not really grabbed for. I don't know. I'm going to think on it, but
That's another maybe.
this is going to go in the maybe pile. I'm not sure. Next is the shade Light Eye. Sara got rid of hers. I will not be getting rid of mine. Mine will stay forever. I love this palette. I need to start reaching for it more. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I did have issues with it when I very first got it, but I since learned that I wasn't, see with this one for some reason, I was not setting my eyeshadow primer enough, and with Jeffree I was setting it too much. I don't know. Eyeshadows are tricky, man, but this palette I do love. Absolutely love it.
Alright, Big Bird.
This is the Saint and Sinner palette. I think this was her last year's release. Right there. My nephew decided to paint his face with this one, so it's a little, he decided to go hard in this one, and that one right there. So I do love this palette. I think it's really beautiful, and maybe when cleaning out, I will finally be able to, you know, reach for it. It's massive. Her packaging is ridiculous. I've never been a fan of her packaging, so stop that, Kat Von D. Stop using obnoxious packaging. I can't even fit the whole thing into the freaking screen, so, but I'm keeping this one. I love it. Alright, this next one is the Mi Vida Loca palette. This palette is also obnoxious with its packaging. It's kind of like a record. I used the shit out of this palette the first couple months after I bought it. Haven't really been reaching for it recently, which kind of sucks because it is gorgeous and it's so pigmented. I think this is a beautiful palette. I'm going to keep this one and hopefully start using it some more because she does deserve to be used. Alright, next we're going to be talking about some ColourPop, and this is the Chasing Rainbows palette. I kind of fell in love with this. I found it randomly at Ulta. There was no stand for it, no nothing. It's a beautiful palette. I'm going to be keeping this one. Unlike Sara, I do get along well with ColourPop eyeshadows. I don't know what it is about certain things that, like, I get along greatly with ColourPop, and she gets along greatly with the Androgyny palette, and I do not, so I don't know. But I think this is a beautiful palette. I will be keeping it forever. This is the Honey palette. If I can open it, there we go.
So hard to open.
You see all the matte yellows in there? There's a matte yellow, matte yellow, matte yellow, matte yellow. Why is this one coming out? Boop, popped it back in.
It's magnetic.
They're magnetic. I love this palette. I think it's great. Is this a Color Shock one? Or what are they called?
No,
Super
that's a
Shock?
pressed glitter.
Is it a pressed glitter? Ooh, can you see it? There you go. Alright, but this one's staying. I love my matte yellows. You guys know that. This is the Kathleen Lights So Jaded. If you guys have seen Sara's video, you know that I snatched this off of her. I think it's amazing. I don't know what the hell she was talking about. She's a crazy person.
I don't get along with ColourPop eyeshadows.
Except
for the new one, the coconut one. I love that one.
Oh my god, listen to her.
I love it.
This one is awesome. I mean, it's not nearly as vibrant as I thought it was going to be, but I think it's really beautiful. And I can get a really pretty look. I love this turquoise shade right here. This green shade, gorgeous. Keeping.
Whatever.
Absolutely.
Boo!
You're whatever. Okay, next, this is a palette that actually came to me because a coworker got me a $100 gift card to Sephora as a thank you for doing something to make her client very happy and saving her a lot of money. This is the About Last Night palette that came out a couple of years ago for his Christmas release, his holiday release. When I first put my finger in to swatch these eyeshadows, like I about died because it just felt like I was touching the softest, most luxurious powder in the world, and this is going nowhere. I love this palette. It kind of reminds me of the 35K.
She's bougie as fuck.
I'm bougie as fuck. This is a beautiful palette. Man, I bought it on a gift card. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't have a gift card, but I was like eyeballing it for sure. Love this palette. This is one that Sara had as well. This is, what's it called? The Vamp?
The Vamp.
The Vamp. I'm not keeping this. I don't use it. I don't think I've ever used it. I think I've swatched it, but I don't think I've actually ever used it, so I'm going to be passing this along. Marc Jacobs makes beautiful eyeshadows. Somebody else will love it. Okay, this is the MAC and Aaliyah collection eyeshadow. If I can open this. We have done a review in the past of the eyeshadows ×9 palettes from MAC, and we didn't like them at all.
Not good.
This one I love. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful, and as you guys know, based on our True Hollywood Thursday, True Hollywood Tragedy video, we love Aaliyah. We absolutely love Aaliyah. So mainly the reason I bought it is because it is the Aaliyah collection, but I do love this palette. It's gorgeous. Keeping forever. Next, this is the You Can Be Twilight Dusk palette. I think I gave Sara the Dusk one. No, you have Dusk one. Yeah, and I have Dusk 2. We got these for a review, as Sara mentioned in her video, to compare to Huda, and we loved these more. These are absolutely gorgeous eyeshadows, and you can get 2 for like 18 bucks.
Yeah.
Something like that. 2 eyeshadow palettes for 18 bucks, and they're actually really, really good quality.
So good.
We made beautiful looks with these eyeshadows, and they were very comparable to the Hootie.
The Hootie Beauty.
Huda Beauty palettes.
So much so I returned the Huda palette.
Yeah, she returned it, and we kept these guys. Love this palette. Super cheap. Now prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because this one is going to be shocking and it's a little graphic. So, you know, if you have a weak stomach, please, now might be the time to turn away. This is a Natasha Denona mini palette that my daughter was obsessed with for about 2 weeks.
You see what she did to it?
You see what she's done?
How would she just, like, just...
Okay. What happened here? Let's open, Caleb. This is... Oh, like it's trying to source that hold of that. So, I don't know if the meteor missed or something, but... Why are you talking like that? Yeah, why are you talking like that, kid? What? I told you like that. Are you trying to be... I can't talk like that, you chipmunks.
She was pretty obsessed with this palette for about 2 weeks. I would find her in my room with it in her hands, and she'd run and hide in my closet with it, and then just put it all over her face. I'm keeping this palette because I absolutely love this palette. It's gorgeous.
It's Natasha Denona.
It's Natasha Denona, and I'm pretty happy that I do own it, and I think it's really pretty. It was a gift from my dog, and I love it. I just gotta keep it high up so my 2-year-old can't grab it because she seems to think this is her palette. Next one is going to be the Smashbox Double Exposure Palette. We talked trash about Smashbox eyeshadows recently, and that their blushes and bronzers are gorgeous, and their eyeshadow palettes leave just so much to be desired, so I'm definitely going to declutter this one. I have given it a shot after shot after shot, and I'm just not sticking with it. This next one is a Profusion Beauty palette, Profusion Cosmetics, the Mirage palette. This is gorgeous. Sara, we saw this and we both like about pooed ourselves in the Walmart beauty section, and then we had to buy it, and then we tried it and we were like, holy shit, it was like 13 bucks.
Bro, I've been knowing Profusion was good.
She'd been knowing Profusion was good. This was kind of my first foray. Yeah, it was like $11.99, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Something like that. It was cheap as fudge sickles. And
Profusion
it's
is
amazing.
bomb.
I want to get more of their eyeshadow palettes. I see them every time we go in, and I'm just
their
like,
chocolate
ooh.
palette.
The chocolate palette does look pretty. Ooh, or festival palette, girl. I want it. I want it. This one I'm keeping. This one is the Makeup Revolution, the Emily palette, the Emily Edit, the Wants. Open, you mother F. There we go. I love this palette. I saw this in a declutter, and the person did not declutter it, and I think we were playing around with makeup, and Sara was watching declutter videos, and I was just like, what the fuck is that? I want it. And then we went, and it was on sale. Yep. So had to have it, had to buy it. I don't use it nearly as much as I should, so maybe cleaning out will give me a chance.
A chance to use it.
All right, in Sara's declutter, she talked about a makeup show coming to our little town of Reno, Nevada. Ramona blah blah.
Reno blah, blah.
This is a Beauty Creations palette, and we follow Beauty Creations on Instagram. I've been wanting to try their stuff, and this is the Frida palette. I think it's one of their newer ones. Look at it. This palette is amazing.
So pretty. I
It's
had
so
that
beautiful.
in my bag, but then I decided 3 giant eyeshadow palettes was too much, so Jess was like, I'll take it.
Yeah, I snatched it out of her bag and was like, this is mine now. I love this palette. I think it's absolutely beautiful. The pans are super huge. Wish it came with a mirror. No mirror, but that's okay because it is gorgeous. And the mirror would make it more expensive. Not that this was expensive by any stretch. It was like 20 bucks or something like that. 19 bucks. How much was this? 18
This was like
bucks?
18 bucks, something like that.
Something like that. It had this event discount on it or whatever, but absolutely beautiful. Beauty Creations. I cannot wait to try more of you. I did get a lipstick of theirs when we were there too. And
So pretty.
I love it. Staying. This is the Marvelous Mauves palette from Dose of Color. Sarah got this in her BoxyCharm and it came broken right
Slightly
there.
broken.
If you can see, it's right there. Slight little chip on this eyeshadow and they just fully replaced it. So super good on you, BoxyCharm. This is a beautiful palette. I use this on minimal makeup days. I use this shade and this shade to do minimal makeup. I absolutely love this palette and I'm very appreciative that Sarah saw this one and was like, that one's not really for me, and so she passed it along because I do love it. This next one is the Milani eyeshadow palette. I remember when they came out with these Vital Brights palette is what it's called. I don't think I'm gonna keep this one. I don't use it. I haven't used it in forever, so I think I'm gonna put this in the giveaway. Not giveaway. The clean out box. So, you know, it'll go to a home. I'll love it. Or maybe I'll fish it out. Who knows? This next one is an Hourglass Modernist eyeshadow palette in the shade Infinity. This was a gift from a coworker. This is a beautiful palette. I did not see that these got like stellar reviews and I could not understand it at all. Because I think they're absolutely beautiful. I don't really reach for this one all that much anymore. But I believe that if I clean out, I might be able to start reaching for it. I don't know. I may clean it out. I'm not sure.
It's a really pretty palette.
It's a beautiful palette. I'm going to keep it for now. This next one is one that I snatched from Sarah. This is the Dew Color, what the F are you called? Starlit Goddess. Starlit Goddess palette. This is gorgeous and I love it. And I just stole it from Sarah, so it's new to me, so I'm keeping it. Thank you.
Keeping it.
Next one is one that I actually found on Amazon. What was I doing? I was just kind of shopping around and I was trying to just spend money. Have you ever been in the mood to spend money? This is the Dew Color Goth eyeshadow palette. This is just like so up my alley.
That's a
it's
Jessica
very
palette.
cool toned. This is a beautiful highlight shade. This is a beautiful highlight shade. That shade right there is absolutely a gorgeous maroon shade. I really hope it's showing up as dark as it should be. I love this palette. I have not used it all that much and I need to use it some more. So hopefully this clean out, I keep saying it, hopefully the clean out will make it easier for me to use.
I'm sure it will, bro.
Sure it will, bro. This is a Nicole Miller eyeshadow palette. This palette is garbage. So, like, I like the matte shades, that's fine. The shimmer shades are absolutely atrocious. So I'm going to get rid of this guy.
Gone.
Gone, bitch. Oh, this is another one that I can clean out. This is the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow palette Matte About You. Sarah actually passed this on to me, probably because it's all matte. She knows how I feel about all matte shades.
No, I bought it for you.
Did you buy this for me?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. But thanks, dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't use it. And much like you, Violet Voss doesn't actually, like, excite me or anything.
It's not exciting.
It's not exciting. But, you know, thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate you
welcome.
thinking of me. She knows how I feel about all matte palettes, but this one just doesn't do it for me. Okay, this is the Makeup Shack Majestic eyeshadow palette. Sarah was talking about her palettes recently from there and saying how it's super weird that they don't work for her anymore. Mine works for me no problem. It's all awkward. Mine works for me no problem. I love this palette. I think it's absolutely amazing. This shade sort of rocks my world. This green is amazing. I love this shade right here. If you hear Caleb in the background,
He's playing video games.
he's playing video games and he gets really into it. I get it though, because I'm a gamer too. This shade right here, love. Love, love, love. Absolutely love. Think these are gorgeous. Next one, this is the Huda Beauty Neons. So unlike Huda's big eyeshadow palettes, these ones are actually really, really nice. I love this. I love it so much. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Sarah picked this up when she was having a sale. They were like 50% off, so she bought 2 for 1 essentially, and so she passed this one on to me. Actually, she initially asked me
orange or pink.
Orange or pink, and I said pink. And then she was like, man, I wanted pink. So I was just like, okay, I'll take orange, I guess. I had no idea what she was talking about.
And it was those.
And it was these. And so she gifted me this little orangey guy, which is absolutely gorgeous. This next one here is the Moira Sandcastles in the Sky. If you guys saw our Moira review, you know I love this palette. That color is amazing. This color is amazing. This color, this color. They've been coming out with some new eyeshadow palettes I've been seeing, and I kind of want to get them because these...
We might have to do another Moira haul.
is amazing. They are very good. They're affordable. They're a little pricier, but like this is like 17 bucks for this eyeshadow palette.
Not bad.
Not terrible, but
good, not great.
They're fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Keeping this forever. Next is this guy right here. This is one we picked up at Big Lots, as you can tell by the sticker. This is a Maybelline Eye Studio in Cozy Cashmere. I grabbed this guy off of Sara, and we did a swap with another quad that we picked up at Big Lots that she liked better than this. I think I actually kicked and screamed and stomped and whined until she gave this to me because she took the last fucking one like a rude ass bitch. But it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm gonna get rid of it.
You fucking bitch.
Do you want it back?
No.
You don't want it back. Listen to her. Okay, Too Faced. I have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I actually hated the way this thing smelled when we first got it. It made me nauseous. But I feel like the smell is, let me see. It's kind of died down a bit. It's not nearly as strong as it was. Do you remember the struggle? Did we talk about that in yours? The struggle it was to get this fucking thing? Like, people were having their orders canceled, like stuff in their carts, and then the website would crash and nothing would, it was a whole train wreck.
I went to Ulta and bought those.
Yeah. She did go to Ulta and buy that. What did we do? She bought these, and I bought another set of something for us, and we kind of traded. That's kind of how we do it, though. I think this is a beautiful palette. I haven't used it in a while, so I've got to start busting it out again. Keeping. Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. This is a really cute little palette. Smells like peanut butter, like Reese's. I don't think I'm gonna keep it. You want a dog?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Dog's gonna take it. I'm not gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep the peach palette, but not that. Alright, and on to my last little set of eyeshadows. Do you guys want to see another one? Alice Damage. This is the Juvia's Place The Masquerade Mini. This was the very first Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette I got. Do you see that?
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, no, she tends to gouge. Like, she goes deep. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking murder her. She's dropping my eyeshadows. I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows. I absolutely do.
They're great.
Say what you want about...
Juvia's Place as a brand kind of sucks.
Say what you want about their customer service, because they were not specifically awesome to us.
Nope.
But,
they're not specifically awesome to anybody.
Their eyeshadows are high quality.
Yeah, their eyeshadows are amazing.
I recently fell out of love with their foundation. I did love that thing.
Gross.
I don't like it anymore. It doesn't work with my skin.
Well,
but I'm keeping this eyeshadow palette. This is my newest one by Juvia's Place. This is the Nomad palette. I spoke about this in a recent anti-haul. I keep calling it a no-buy, but it's an anti-haul. I think I did that in all of the last video too. Called it a no-buy. But this is gorgeous. I'm obsessed. This is my daily use makeup bin. Obsessed. Love it. And then this one that I shat all over myself over. This is the Nubian 3 Coral palette.
it's so pretty. I love that palette.
It's so pretty. It was this gray right here and this gray right here that did it for me. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this baby is going to be mine. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Staying. And that is all of my eyeshadow palettes.
You have maybes to go through.
I have maybes to go through? What maybes? Okay, so let's do this one first. The Metal Matte. Metal Matte. Let's take a peeky poo at it one more again. It's so obnoxiously large though, you know?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna get rid of it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I know, Alice through the looking glass. I'm gonna get rid of it.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't use it and I hate the packaging.
Oh my god.
It makes it so hard to use. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Let's regroup and we'll come back right back in a second after we figure out how many eyeshadow palettes I did get rid of.
Word.
Alright guys, here are all of the palettes that I am getting rid of. It is a total of 20. So I took it from 94 down to 74. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Honestly, I feel like I got rid of a lot. I'm going to be able to give some of these to my coworkers, friends. Sarah took some.
Feeling good?
Feeling good about life. Feeling very good about life. So that is it. That is my eyeshadow palette Declutter. And I'm very happy. So I cleared up some room. My husband's going to be thrilled.
Yep.
And do your thing, dog, because this is where you close it out.
Oh, yeah. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free. Give us a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button down below. Click! If you haven't done so already. And we will see you guys very, very soon.
Very, very soon.
In the next video.
And the next video, guys.
Bye, guys!
Bye, guys!